Hello, my name is Hanam Rahmanova, and in this video, me and my group mates, who is Ain and Timothy, are going to present the project proposal, which is about the perception of university students on implementation of electric vehicles to reduce the effects of climate change.
So here's the outline of the presentation. First one is going to be about the background of the topic, followed by conceptual writing and literature. The next one is problem statement, then research questions and hypothesis, objectives, research methodology, discussion of the results, and conclusion and suggestions.
So let's start from the background of the topic. So what is EV or electrical vehicles? Electrical vehicles is defined as the vehicle that can be powered by an electric motor that draws the electricity from a battery and is capable of being charged from the external source. Worldwide, electric cars being marketed as an environmentally benign transportation choice and as a potential means of assisting countries in reducing their reliance on fossil fuels. So this study examines the growth of electric vehicles and how they affect the environment and the user, assuming that in the future, all light-duty vehicles with internal combustion engines will be replaced with electric vehicles. So the goal is to examine the effects of electric vehicles on the environment and students' understanding of these effects as they relate to climate change. The technique is based on the examination of the most popular conventional and electric vehicles to ascertain their applicability and carry out the research survey among UTP students to gauge their understanding of the issue and its resolution.
For the conceptual framework, the variables used are all related to the perception of electric vehicles or EVs and climate change and environment. EVs are mostly based on the knowledge, awareness about it, the implementation of EVs, and their viability towards climate change. With climate change and environment, there is awareness, concerns about the subject, and how EVs affect towards them. From there, we learned about that renewable energy and gas is increasing by year. EVs also vary in terms of types, such as plug-in hybrid EVs. Adoption of EVs is differs by country based on the incentives and subsidies by the government, but it is not a determining factor in the adoption. There is also a concern on product waste and EV factors, such as driving range and even the price of the EV.
So the next part is the problem statement. The first one is because of the transportation sector's reliance on the fossil fuels, it is one of the biggest greenhouse gases emitters in the globe. And the second one, EV sales only account for a small proportion of consumer car sales across the globe.
So moving on to the research questions and hypothesis. So basically we have two research questions and hypothesis. So the first one is that are students aware of the current climate and environmental changes? So our hypothesis for that research question is students are not aware of serious climate and environmental changes. So the second research question is, are students aware of the existence of electric vehicles and how they work? So the hypothesis for this research question is students do not have sufficient knowledge about the invention of electric vehicles and how they work. So the next part is the objectives. So the first one is to measure the students' awareness about the electric vehicles and their effects towards the climate change. And the second objective is to gauge whether the students see the implementation of electric vehicles as the positive matter in helping to reduce the effects of climate change.
So we came to the part research methodology. The target group is the students of higher educational institution. For sampling method, the primary data was collected using the service through Microsoft Forms. For the data analysis, tables and graphs will be used to visualize the data.
For the result and finding discussions, according to the study findings, the hypothesis that students are not aware about serious climate change and environmental changes has been rejected. The result indicate that most students are aware about the seriousness of climate and environmental changes, with a willingness to take action and contribute mitigating climate change. The study findings suggest that respondents recognize the role of human activities in climate change and hold a larger companies and governments accountable for addressing climate change issues. This aligns with the growing awareness of the impact of climate changes and the need of collective actions to address the issues. Given the willingness of the respondent to reduce their energy usage and contribute to mitigating climate change, the implementation of electric vehicles (EVs) could be a viable solution to reduce the carbon footprint of transportations. This could lead to a significant reduction in greenhouse gas emission and contribute to addressing climate changes issues. Overall, the study finding highlight the importance of awareness and education about climate change issues and the need for the collective action to address the issue. For the next study finding, this study finding highlights the needs for more education and outreach efforts to improve the student knowledge and attitude towards electrical vehicle (EVs). The hypothesis that students do not have the sufficient knowledge about the invention of electrical vehicles and how they work seems to be supported. Based on our data on question 9, it seems that majority of the respondents strongly agree that EV's production is sustainable and environmentally friendly, and that an EV is a good way to reduce the climate change effect. However, there are also respondents who disagree or are neutral on these statements. It is worth noting that significant of number of respondents are neutral on whether the EV are affordable right now or whether others are aware about the benefit and cons of EVs. As for question 10, the data suggests that the most important concern regarding EV is the price, followed by the product waste and accommodations, carbon footprint, functionality, and sustainability of productions. And driving range also appear to be a significant concern for the considerable number of respondents. Overall, while respondents may have some knowledge about the benefits of EVs, there are still concern and uncertainty around their affordability, practically, and environmental impact. This finding may support that hypothesis that students may not have sufficient knowledge about the EVs and more education and more awareness on the topic may be necessary.
In conclusion, students have some awareness about climate change and want to reduce the effects of the climate change and bring more awareness about it. The knowledge on the EVs is very lacking in terms of detail, but they do have a general knowledge about it, nothing more than that. But we do have concerns about the EVs, such as carbon footprint, product waste, and even the prices. Our suggestion from this study is that the government and the university should help in providing proper education and awareness about EVs and its innovations for reducing climate change effects. Price factors on the EVs are also a big matter even for students. Thus, having the right subsidies and policies from the government should help in ensuring that they will adopt an EV in the future. Thank you.